Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Taliaferro. This is my workplace safety inspection and hazard analysis. I performed this safety inspection in my aviation hangar at work. The first thing that I found was some exposed cables and electrical cords. Cables and electrical cords were found loosely lying across the walk path in a high traffic area. Some wires were frayed or exposed. These pose a dual threat, a serious tripping hazard, and risk of electrical shock or fire. Some recommended controls are to use commercial grade cable covers and floor cord protectors, reroute the wires above head or along walls where practical, and replace any exposed or frayed wiring through maintenance. This time frame completion was in a week. The next thing I found was chemical de-icer near our coffee machine. A container of a chemical de-icer was found stored directly beside a coffee machine in the employee break area. This poses a severe health hazard due to potential cross-contamination. Some recommended controls would be to immediately remove all chemicals from the break and food prep areas, create a locked chemical storage cabinet in a secure location, and post signage prohibiting chemical storage near food. And the time frame to complete this was immediately. The next safety hazard I found was a chair obstructing the fire extinguisher. A chair was found sitting in a marked emergency zone directly in front of the fire extinguisher. This significantly delays access in the event of an emergency. The root cause of this was just poor layout control and lack of visual deterrence. Some recommended controls was to remove all furniture within the fire equipment access zone and reinforce the red tape boundaries with signage or physical barriers, and then conduct monthly emergency access inspections. And this was resolved within 24 hours. The next thing I found were some rubber mats piled in the hangar. Multiple rubber floor mats were stacked haphazardly in the center of the hangar where large machinery is used. This created a major tripping hazard in an area that requires clear and stable footing. Some recommended controls were to install vertical mat racks in a designated zone, train employees to store mats immediately after use, and consider a visual cue or floor marking where mats should be placed. The time frame for completion was in 3 to 5 business days. The next safety concern was an overloaded surge protector. A surge protector at one of the workstations was loaded with over 10 devices, many drawing significant power, and the cords were tangled and difficult to trace. The root cause was some insufficient outlets and lack of cable maintenance policy. Recommended controls limit use to each power surge protector to its rated capacity, provide additional wall outlets or dedicated circuits, and the time frame with completion was within 2 days. The next thing we found, which was a little ridiculous, but scissors stored pointing upwards. A pair of scissors was left blade up in a shared tool area, which could have caused punctured injury and someone reached in without noticing. Some recommended controls: store all sharp tools in a blade down containers, install tool organizers with safety slots, and conduct toolbox talks on sharp tool handling. And that time frame was within the day. The next safety concern I found was a cart blocking emergency exit. The metal cart was left in a narrow walkway cluttered with other items and blocking the emergency exit. This limits movement and prevents evacuation and presents an evacuation issue. The recommended controls were to clearly mark walkways with floor tape and signs, establish policy for temporary cart parking, and perform daily housekeeping checks, and this time frame for completion was within 48 hours. The next safety concern I found was faded caution tape. Yellow caution tape marking hazardous zones in the hangar were fading and peeling, making it hard to identify restricted or caution areas. The root cause was just wear and tear and lack of regular maintenance. The recommended controls were replacing the tape with industrial-grade high-visibility safety tape, set a 3-month review cycle with all floor markings, and use signs and cones where additional visibility is needed. The time frame to complete was within 1 week. Safety analysis tools and techniques. To conduct a thorough and effective hazard inspection, I utilize a systematic and evidence-based approach. By applying a combination of industry-recognized safety analysis tools and techniques, I was able to accurately identify, assess, and prioritize workplace hazards. These tools not only helped pinpoint immediate dangers, but also uncover root cause and long-term risks that could impact employee well-being and operational efficiency. The purpose of these tools are to ensure consistent and objective hazard identification, prioritize risk based on severity and likelihood, support compliance with OSHA standards and best practices, and drive uniform decision-making and continuous safety improvement.